I have a question from Ajay Kaul, Senior Director, Everstone Capital. Ajay is the pizza man of India. Can he be shown on the screen?
Hi, Ninad, and good morning to you and all the participants. They're all great friends. So, great insights on the subject. I have two quick questions. One is with regards to women. Often, the debate used to be that how can we increase the percentage of women in the total, employee base. With this work from home, do you believe a tectonic change by virtue of them being a bit more sincere, a bit more committed to family, kids to look after? Is this going to be like the catalyst eventually and finally, where the percentage of women in the workforce is going to increase significantly? What's your belief? The second question is, working from home is fine for a few days, but I believe intellectual stimulation and sometimes that heart which gets left out when you are like a jack working from morning till evening and not actually getting times to, cool off and have that cigarette or a coffee with your mates. How and this is a question more for people like Daya who are experts in this space. How are you going to take care of these aspects, the intellectual stimulation and the so-called emotional stimulation with your colleagues?
Yes, Daya, you want to quickly respond to this?
Sure. Brilliant, Ajay. I think it's one. If you recall, several few years ago, a lot of companies came up with this back to work philosophy for women employees. I mean, how can we get them back into the mainstream? Now, if you're taking work back home, those who could not travel, those who could not keep aside priorities, you're absolutely right. There is going to be a big push, and I think there will be a greater participation of women employees who could, you can see walking around in a crude example here on the streets, on the pillars, walls, work from home, and earn so much from home. And a lot of people were doing a lot of stuff. This can become a very structured corporate initiative where you can actually allow people to do those programs from home and start working from home, provided we create a good infrastructure to deliver from home. I mean, this has worked very successfully in many of the Western countries. Why can't it work here now? It is situation forced. Secondly, I think there will also be, an issue in terms of the policies, how the corporates will come up with. There is a lot of. There was another question, Ajay. I'm going to address that as well when it's put. What are some of the new HRM policies that companies may come up with? I think if you look at it, the way our comp and ben is structured today, how we reward people, how we pay for what, and how the components in the salary are structured, may undergo some change. And there could be some governmental relaxations and policies that industry bodies have to influence. Like if it's going to be a healthcare for elderly at home, if you're going to be, or if there is a reimbursement tax-free for a daycare, could it be compensation based on corporates have been talking about outcome-based pricing to the clients. Now, can this be outcome-based, productivity incentive for the people? It can be from various angles. I think important will be to make sure this will end up becoming a long-term sustainable one. Of course, people will feel confined to the homes and they may not have the same social interaction, but I'm sure our corporates are very ingenious in this. Maybe they will have once a week get together in some resort or some, offsite, some get together. So they all meet, interact, and go back again, meet, work at home. There could be some various innovative practices companies can think of.